Carrie was a KlLLED business owner and a mother of 6. Understandably, her family is devastated. Her daughter tells 6 News, quote, "My mom was a hard-working woman. She took care of all 6 of us. She was a nurse and she had 2 businesses in KlLLED and was getting ready to set up her 3rd location in Dallas. My mom always wanted to be happy."
You drinking my drink, by the way.
Kevin!
It ain't no
find my drink.
I done walked around this whole room. We ain't nobody.
Hey, y'all. I'm trying to see do this look right on me. Bye! Dang, look! You slapped her. On live, can you find my drink?
Your drink is in the car.
She dialed 911, her voice trembling, pleading for help. She thought she had finally taken the first step toward freedom. She had a plan. She was ready to start over. But just minutes later, her life ended in the most unthinkable way. 3 gunshots, right inside her own home, with the police only a few steps away. This tragedy unfolded in Copperas Cove, Texas, on what seemed like an ordinary afternoon. The woman at the center of this story was 33-year-old Destiny Jasmine Carey, a mother of 6, a grandmother in her early 30s, a dedicated nurse, and a determined businesswoman who owned 2 fashion boutiques. She was a woman who carried the weight of the world on her shoulders, working tirelessly to provide for her family and chasing big dreams for her children's future. But what no one saw behind that beautiful smile and inspiring work ethic was the fear she lived with every day. Fear of the one person who should have loved and protected her the most, her own husband. And it was that fear, the warnings she gave, and the desperate steps she took to save herself that make this story both heartbreaking and unforgettable. But what you're about to hear isn't a success story. It's a tragedy that unfolded in the most shocking way. A woman who did everything right. She reached out for help. She started planning her escape. She trusted the system to protect her. And yet, just minutes after calling the police, she was lying on the ground outside her home, her life taken by the very man she was trying to get away from. And here's the part that makes this case even harder to understand. The officers were right there, just steps away, when it happened. So how did it come to this? How did a call for safety end in cold silence? Stay with me as we break down the final hours of Destiny Jasmine Carey and uncover why this tragedy has so many people asking whether the system failed her completely. When Destiny met Kevin Frazier, it started like many love stories do, with laughter, promises, and plans for the future. Kevin was 37 years old, and for a while, life seemed good. They had been married for 4 years, long enough to build a home, share holidays, and dream together. But behind the smiles and those early photos was a storm that no one on the outside could fully see. What began as small questions turned into constant suspicion. Kevin wanted to know everything: where she was, who she was with, and why it took so long to answer a message. If her phone rang, he demanded to know who was calling. If she left for work or to check on her boutiques, he needed proof of where she went. Family members later revealed that Kevin would sometimes show up unannounced at her store just to check in. At first, it might have seemed harmless, maybe even protective, but over time, it became clear this wasn't about love. It was about control. There were arguments that shook the walls of their home. Once, after a heated dispute, Kevin smashed household items in a fit of rage. Another time, he locked the bedroom door and kept Destiny inside for hours because he was convinced she had been texting someone else. These weren't isolated moments. They were signs of a pattern that everyone close to Destiny began to notice. Her sister said it best. Every time Kevin came home from work, we were on edge. We never knew what mood he'd be in. And Destiny, she stayed quiet. She tried to keep the peace, tried to believe things would get better. But deep down, she knew something was changing, and it wasn't going back to the way it used to be. Destiny didn't stay silent forever. She knew the situation was becoming dangerous, and she started looking for a way out. But she did it quietly, because leaving someone like Kevin wasn't something you could do overnight. On her social media, the changes were subtle but telling. The once happy family pictures faded away. In their place came vague quotes about strength, healing, and starting over. Posts that seemed like simple inspiration to strangers, but to those who knew her, they were silent cries for help. Behind the scenes, Destiny had already taken the hardest step. She began the process of filing for divorce. She also reached out to the police more than once, reporting Kevin's behavior and making it clear she was scared. On one call, she told them she felt like her life was in danger. Experts say the most dangerous time for someone in an abusive relationship is when they decide to leave. That's when control starts slipping away from the abuser, and that loss of control can trigger something deadly. Destiny understood the risk. That's why she planned her escape carefully, staying quiet, making moves in the background, hoping each day would bring her closer to freedom. But she didn't know that time was running out. The night before everything changed, the tension inside Destiny's home reached its breaking point. According to reports, the argument started small but escalated quickly. Voices were raised, threats were made, and for the first time, Destiny told Kevin something she had been holding back for months. "It's over. I want you out." Those words set off a storm. Kevin refused to leave, and the argument grew louder until someone called the police. Officers arrived and separated them, trying to calm things down. Destiny told them she was done with the marriage. She told them she didn't feel safe with him in the house. The officers eventually convinced Kevin to leave for the night. But here's where the story takes a devastating turn. No immediate protective order, no officer stationed nearby, and no guarantee that Kevin would stay away. Destiny was left to spend the night in a quiet house, likely replaying every word, wondering what tomorrow would bring. What no one knew was that Kevin wasn't done. Far from it. That day started like any other, but by midday, everything turned into chaos. Around noon, a 911 call came in. It was Destiny. She was screaming for help, but before she could say more, the line went silent. Police rushed to the house. When they got there, the door was locked. They knocked and called out, but no one answered. Then they heard it, gunshots from inside. They forced the door open, and what they saw was heartbreaking. Destiny was on the floor, shot 3 times at close range. She didn't make it. Kevin was there too, with a gunshot wound to his head. He had turned the gun on himself, but was still alive when officers found him. The home where Destiny had once felt safe was now a scene of tragedy. In the chaos of that day, one question still lingers. Where were the children? Some reports suggest they were inside the home when it happened. Others say they might have seen everything. If that's true, those moments will never leave them. Later, Destiny's daughter spoke out. Her words were filled with pain, but also love. She said her mother was her best friend, her strength, and her hero. She promised to keep her memory alive, no matter what. For the family, life will never be the same. They lost a mother, a sister, a friend, all in a place where she should have felt safe. Kevin survived his self-inflicted gunshot, but barely. He was rushed to the hospital and placed under heavy guard while doctors fought to keep him alive. Once stable, the charges came quickly: first-degree murder for Destiny's death and aggravated assault on an officer. The judge set his bail at $1.75 million, ensuring he wouldn't walk free anytime soon. Through it all, Kevin said nothing. No apology, no explanation, just silence, leaving everyone to wonder why the man she once loved chose this path. Destiny did everything she could to protect herself. She reached out for help, she planned her escape, and she stood her ground. But sometimes, even when you do everything right, danger still finds a way. If there's one thing we can all take from this, it's this: control is not love. Love does not hurt, and it does not trap you. If you or someone you know is in a situation like this, please seek help. Make a plan. Leave safely. Your life matters more than anything else. Share this story so more people understand the warning signs before it's too late. And let's keep this conversation going. Drop a comment below and tell us where you're watching from. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more stories like this, and stay safe.